Hey, what's up, you guys? Street Trader FX here, back with another video. So yeah, as promised, I did mention in the Telegram group that I'm gonna make a video for you guys, and this will probably be my last video of 2021. So yeah, in the Telegram group, what I did mention, sorry about the pop sound, shit, I made it again. But yeah, in the Telegram group, I did mention that I made a poll actually. So what it had, man, it's been a very long time since I made a video. So yeah, what I mentioned was that how would you like me to present the video that I'm gonna make for you guys? So the two options, that actually the three, it was actually three. Yeah, the first one was that, would you prefer if I make a commentary based on the setups which I made last week on EURUSD, or to make a breakdown on the charts? And then the third one being that, would it be fair if I made 50-50 of the above mentioned? So you chose 50-50, majority chose 50-50. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do right now. And yeah, as you can see here on the screen, we have the analysis which I had when was on the 23rd of December. So this was on a monthly, and this is the monthly, weekly. Let me see, that's the weekly, right? Weekly, daily, I think. Oh, this also the weekly. I just zoomed it in around this area. And then yeah, that's the daily. That's the 4 hour, 4 hour again, and then the 1 hour. So yeah, my dog's barking right now. It doesn't like hearing me talking to people, but yeah, it's okay. It's probably jealous, and it was actually raining, so I opened my window. So if you hear some weird sounds, it would probably be the blinds and the dog outside. So yeah, so here on the monthly, my initial thought, right, or rather my long-term projection based on what I see right now, is that we had this equal lows here, we took them out, we broke the structure here to the upside, and this is an obvious signal as to where you should expect the market to go. And then we look at the momentum on how we trade back into our area of interest, being this monthly demand level. We can see the momentum here was weaker than this up move here, and you can quickly count how many candles we had moving up, and then how many candles we had moving low or trading low, and basically look at them on swing points like this swing point here to this swing point before we made a move in the opposite direction of this one. And then from this swing point to this swing point, you count the candles before we made a move in the opposite direction of this one, which was this one. So basically count how many candles we had, right? If we have less candles here, which would signal that this move was stronger, and if we had more candles here, it will signal to you that the bearish trend was a lot weaker because it's struggling to go lower, right? So fine, since we got that out of the way, I then marked out my POIs. What's the purpose of me marking out this POIs? It's for me to identify where I'm most likely going to go on a higher time frame. So at the moment, this is a very strong area for me to look at for any significant move on the monthly chart, right? So on the monthly, I'm bearish. That's the direction on the monthly. Fine. And then there's the weekly right here. On the weekly, you can see there wasn't enough data here, but then I could see that there's still a potential of an up move, or we can just quickly trade lower. So fortunately for us, we did get the up move that we anticipated, but I wouldn't say that I anticipated this, because I had two projections or two directions in mind, which was bearish or bullish. But initially, this was the one that I was expecting. As you can see, I marked out this liquidity right here, and also this hidden base here, or hidden demand, doesn't really matter what you call it. But yeah, in my case, I refer to it as a hidden demand level. And you can see the structure around here, which is not this one, it's this one right here. But then I did change it a bit, you'll see. So you can see this, we had a stop hunt here, or a raid, whatever you want to call it. It was a raid, and then we consolidated around this low, but then we found support. We broke the structure here, right? After breaking the structure, we left this liquidity, and then from there, I'm anticipating on the weekly to have a bearish move to target this low right here. So fine, that's the weekly chart zoomed in. As you can see, this is the hidden base or hidden demand or supply. Actually, this is the hidden demand. Sorry about that. So another supply here, hidden supply area here, hidden supply area here, and then we have liquidity above and below the current market price, right? So my idea, since all I'm bearish on the monthly and weekly, that's what you also need to ask yourself. If you are bearish, what should you expect on a single candle? When you are bearish, you should expect an open, a high, and a low, and then a close, right? Same thing as here on the weekly chart and the monthly chart. We are looking to be bearish, and you can see here as we zoomed in on the weekly chart, we have liquidity above and below the market price. But then on the weekly, since all that's a higher time frame where we have this zone here where we expect to see price trading into, for us to expect a serious up move, right? Or a very significant up move. So what I would expect is for the market to take out this liquidity first, with the idea of the open, high, low, and close in mind. So we would see the market trading higher to take out this liquidity here, and then trade lower to make the low, and then close. Rather, on a monthly chart, it doesn't really matter which chart it is, but then if you have that in mind, you'll be able to improve your directional bias. I don't know what to name it. I'll find a way to name it, but yeah, you'll improve how to find direction rather. So the high to take out this liquidity, and then to make the low to take out this liquidity, and then a continuation higher. So you can see here on this daily chart, basically what I highlighted, or what you can do, or I'll do it on the chart just to show you. I only marked this area out as a pool of liquidity, because you can see we had so many spikes above here, but then there was no candle bodies which closed above here significantly, and then above it, which this one is the weekly and this one is the daily base, right? Shit, I closed it by mistake, but yeah, this is the base that I initially marked out. And then the second one, you'll see it on the daily chart, which was this whole area here, but I just refined it to the daily. So this is the daily and the weekly base refined, right? And then we have this liquidity here. Wanted to see price trading here and then trading higher into this area to take out this liquidity and then give us that bearish move. So fine, here on the 4 hour, you can see we have this pool of liquidity here. Is it recording? Yeah, it is. So we have this pool of liquidity here, and then we have this area here refined, right? Where is it refined from? If we go back to the weekly, we had this imbalance from here and also here, right? And then I just simply marked out the high of this candle and the low of this candle, which created this imbalance right here. You'll see it on the chart once I go there. So as you can see here, that's just the refinement from the daily. And then here we have this as a 4 hour, and then the range of this candle here was 20 pips. And then if you were to buy from here and you were targeting here, you'd be getting around let's see, 20, 40, 60, 80, around 1:4, 1:5, up until this level. If you were to buy around here and have this as your stop loss, but for me 20 pips was very huge, so I had to refine it a little bit. So this was the chart which I sent out. I think it also on my Telegram, the public Telegram group. So yeah, let's just quickly go on the charts and break down EURUSD. So basically my refinements were like this, right? Well, I can quickly clear this chart right here. Should I? Don't know if I should. Let me just rewind this chart right up until here. up until there, right? So basically I was looking for a buy, right? I was looking for a buy, but then I saw that price created this equal highs. It took out this other previous equal highs here, and then we had this area right here. So what I wanted to see, and I think I did send the chart as well, I wanted to see price trading in here and then trading lower, and then yeah, coming into this buy area here. But we didn't see that. We just saw it coming into this area and then trade low. Not really that low, but yeah, trading low into our buy zone. So let me just slow this down and press play. So this was how price unfolded. I was looking for a sell in this area, but we didn't get the sell. I'll do my back test and find out how I missed the sell. So obviously you should do the same if you want to improve over time. So we missed that sell, and then price started trading lower, and I think this was because of news. I'm not really sure. I wasn't trading this time. So fine, I'm gonna show you how to refine here, and I'm gonna show you, obviously I did show you why I chose that level, but yeah, most of the things you really need to put in the time and do them yourself as well. But yeah, let's just quickly refine this. So this one is on the 4 hour. This on the 1 hour actually. Let me just quickly go back to the 4 hour. So on the 4 hour, my zone was like this, right? This was my whole zone for the buy, but you can see that the stop loss was around 20 pips, which was a bit huge. And initially what we saw, how do I unmark this? Initially what we saw, shit, what am I doing? Initially what we saw, right, was that since all we wanted to see a buy, right, where is our strong low? Our strong low is here because we took out this liquidity here, right, and then we broke the structure here. Why am I choosing this area here instead of this one? Is because if you do this is the low that we manipulated, right? This is the strong low. So if you just simply use your trend line like this, right, you don't really have to do that, but this is just to train your eyes. So just use your trend line from the low which was manipulated to the low which created that manipulation, which is the strong low, right? What is the high in between these lows? The highest point is this one. You can see right here. This is the highest point. This is the most easiest way I can show you how to see the main break of structure between a strong low and the low which was manipulated, right? And then we had this 4 hour zone. We had this liquidity here, which you always want to see all the time before you even take a trade. So fine, we're gonna go to the 4 hour, and the main reason is because this 4 hour zone is way too huge for us to take a buy from, or rather you could wait for confirmation in the zone if you don't want to over refine up until the lower time frame. So fine, here on the 1 hour, what I then saw was that let me just quickly make this neat. What I then saw, remember this is the 4 hour zone, right? What I then saw was that we have this imbalance right here. So what should you keep in mind whenever you have imbalance, or what should you expect? You should expect the imbalances to be filled, right? So I refine this 4 hour zone to the low of the imbalance, or where the imbalance is going to be closed, right? But then secondly, another thing which I saw was that we had this low here above this strong low, right? Above the strong low. This low was manipulated, right? This low was manipulated, and then we created this break of structure. Created this break of structure right there, right? So how did I identify this? We had this low which was manipulated. We have this second strong low above this previous strong low, right? So what's the highest point between this low and this low? Is this one, right? Fine. So from here, my refinements from the 1 hour is complete. So what I do, I go to the 30-minute. This is basically what I do whenever I refine, right? Let me just quickly do this. So you can see here on the 30-minute, there's really nothing clean here for us to refine from. And by nothing clean, you can see we only have wicks. We don't really have any new imbalances within the zone, right? So we're going to go to the M15. So on the M15, still, we don't see anything. And I think what I did here, I started paying attention to the higher lows which we made. And basically, it's just the swing points like this. Let me see. It's basically just swing points, right? It's basically just the swing points, just like this one right here. Just like this one. Shit. Let me just quickly do this real quick. There's this swing point right here, and also this one, right? This is the swing point above the strong low. That's how I refine. I refine based on imbalances and also the swing lows. But then there's another thing which you also need to understand whenever you want to refine: the low points where you don't expect the market to trade below, right? So fine. I moved my area here, my buy zone, from away from the strong low because I have the swing low right here, the swing point right there. So fine. From the M15, that's the main thing which I did, and then I went to the M5. So on the M5, do you see any imbalances? Do you see any higher lows above the one that we marked out? What I see had this manipulation here. You need to understand how to work with time frame, multiple time frames. So, and basically just applying the same thing over and over again, but then understanding where you are on the high time frame before you even refine your low time frame. So basically what I saw here was that we had the strong low. It's a strong low because we manipulated this low, and we also have this other strong low here. We manipulated this low here, right here. We broke the structure there with this up move, and then from there made a retracement, and then we started trading higher. But then that's not what we are focusing on right now. So we want to see whether there's an opportunity for us to refine. So we can see here we have this imbalance here. We also have another higher low above the strong low here on the M5. So we're going to refine it up until here, and then our entry would basically be there only if the range of this candle fits the criteria of our standard stop loss range, which for me is around 5 pips. So 10 pips would be me pushing it. So it's around, let's just say 3.5. I think I made a mistake earlier on saying it's 3. Let's just quickly confirm that. Yeah, it's probably 3.5. Yeah, 3.5 pips. Yeah, I made a mistake earlier on. Just to quickly correct that, I thought it was 3.3, so I'm sorry about that. So this was my whole range which I marked out, right? So let's quickly go back to the 4 hour. So on the 4 hour, I had my buy limits, and this was on the 23rd, right? The picture is on the 23rd. I'm sorry about that. I'm already way too far. It was around here. That's when I made the analysis. So what I did last week, I'm not really sure which day it was. I think it was Friday or Thursday. I just simply set my limits right there around 750 because I was focusing on the 50 level as a round number, and then the stop loss probably around there. Where was it? Yeah, and basically what happened, the reason why my entry was at the exact low or just one pipet above the low was because with my broker, what it did, as you all know, there could have been large orders here, and then it paired mine with the order which was around 17, I think it was 39. It pushed my buy limit a bit lower. So, and I had my targets were basically above here, right? My targets are basically above here, which you can see on this other slide here, or basically around this area. So right above here, that's where my targets are. So I did take partials, I think 90%. So I already took partials. So I had my buy limits there, target there. So this one is to 29. So let's just quickly play it. Hopefully it's a bit. No, this chart is not neat. 1 hour. Come on, hurry up. So yeah. I'll just quickly pause it when it's about to be triggered and then adjust it to the entry which I had. And just before it triggered me in, I entered manually with one position, and that's what I always do. Then yeah, right around here, that's when it pushed, because it came in aggressively, so it pushed my order to 3.9, and then the low on my broker was 3.8. But then yeah, really grateful for it. Yeah, that's where my entry was, right there. And then it started pushing higher, and then this is where it is right now. So yeah, that's a quick breakdown on the EURUSD trade which I took. And yeah, all the best, and good trading, and enjoy family time. Happy New Year in advance. Peace.